And things are not looking too good between Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia. The promoter to fighter dynamic is not going too smoothly. Ryan Garcia, obviously, if you guys aren't aware of what's going on right now, Ryan Garcia was first intending on fighting Devin Haney. That fell through because of A-side, B-side issues. They thought that Ryan Garcia was supposed to be the A-side, when meanwhile Devin Haney and his team thought, the Haneys were supposed to be the A-side. I think they both have a relatively good argument, for themselves, but still, he went on to pursue things with Rolly Romero, try to make that fight happen, because honestly, I thought that was the best fight out there for Ryan Garcia, because Rolly's a great fighter, but at the same time, he's a great talent, but I think it's a way more winnable fight for Ryan Garcia to face Rolly than Devin Haney. That's why I like that fight for him, and I knew it was a marketable fight for Ryan Garcia, and it was like I said before, it's a winnable fight, more importantly. You can't, no matter how popular you are, no matter how many followers you have in the ring, people are going to start, losing excitement in watching you when you start losing fights consecutively, obviously, like any other fighter. But Ryan Garcia definitely has the talent. He definitely has the skill to compete with, other great fighters. But just that elite level is where I think he falls a little bit short. But for Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, I always thought that was a great fight. But it's not happening because Ryan Garcia was under the impression, he heard from his team in Golden Boy that fight was going to happen on a DAZN card. Meanwhile, March 30th, Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman are getting it on. And on that undercard is, I believe, Isaac Cruz and Rolly Romero. So Rolly Romero seemed to be double booked. Then you tie that into the fact that, Rolly talked about how Ryan already thought, he was the A-side. So Rolly's going to pursue Isaac Cruz. Maybe it's a more winnable fight for Rolly Romero than Ryan Garcia is for Rolly. So maybe he's taking that route to build the stock. Who knows? And he wasn't happy with the offer that was on the table for him to face Ryan Garcia. So Rolly Romero going in the direction of fighting Pitbull Cruz, Isaac Cruz. It's kind of funny because these two fighters, Isaac Cruz and Rolly Romero, they were kind of the guys that Ryan Garcia was targeting. I know that Ryan Garcia wants to fight Devin. He wants to fight Tank again. He wants to get Shakur. But realistically, there were two very winnable fights that could bring back Ryan Garcia's stock, bring back that allure, the hype around Ryan Garcia, and for people to say, okay, he lost to Tank, but hey, look what he did to Pitbull Cruz. Look what he did to Rolly Romero. Imagine he stopped Isaac Cruz and Rolly Romero and stops Rolly earlier than Tank did it. Then he'd have that discussion, I did this to Rolly. I deserve that rematch. I want my get back, and no rehydration clause, no catch weight, none of that. We're gonna fight at 140. But it's funny because now Rolly and Isaac Cruz are fighting each other. Now where does Ryan go from here? Does he go back to Jose Ramirez, which Oscar De La Hoya was talking about? And Ryan Garcia seems to be having a little bit of friction with Oscar De La Hoya and their promoter to fighter dynamic, because Ryan Garcia is hearing one thing, but then, it turns out that he's not actually fighting Rolly, so now he has to, reevaluate his options. Does he go for a Jose Ramirez? Does he target a Regis Prograis? Everybody else seems to have plans. Does he try to go for Devin Haney again after the negotiations fell through the first time they tried to make the fight? Does he go in the direction of, fighting the winner of Teofimo and Jermaine Ortiz? That's going to happen in about 2 weeks. There are options, but at the same time, for Ryan Garcia, the best matchmaking opportunities are now, off the table, which was Isaac Cruz, who has that big Mexican fan base, and then Rolly Romero, who got a lot of clout from, his ability to market himself. He won a lot of fans in that Rolly Romero versus Tank build up in the actual fight. So Rolly's definitely one of the more marketable fighters. That's why I think him and Ryan would have been a good fight. The lead up, the promotion would have promoted itself. They didn't really have to do much. They just have to do their thing on the microphones, on social media, and people would watch that fight because everybody knows that both of these guys have been stopped by Ryan Garcia. But, both of these guys have been stopped by Tank. Both Ryan and Rolly have been stopped by Tank. So that makes it interesting because if they both lost, who's that guy that can, knock the other one off their track? Because both of these guys aren't coming off the best performances, but it's just interesting to hear, Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya. Ryan even said that it might look like, he'd rather fight Oscar than fight, guys like Jose Ramirez, guys that are popping at 140. They're definitely, the elite level of talent, but not to the point where they'd sell a lot of pay-per-views, and I think that's what Ryan Garcia is looking for. So that's why he wants Devin, he wants Shakur, wants the Tank rematch, the Rolly fight, or the Pitbull Cruz fight, because realistically those options are all pay-per-view fights for him at 140 that he could make a lot of money from, no matter what the result is. So going for the Rolly Romero and Pitbull Cruz fight is now off the table, and now he has to turn to guys like Regis Prograis, back to the Devin Haney fight. Does he look for Teofimo Lopez, assuming that he beats Jermaine Ortiz? Like he has options, but they're difficult fights now. Like these are much more difficult fights stylistically for Ryan Garcia. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Ryan Garcia and promoter Oscar De La Hoya seem to be having some miscommunication over what's next for Ryan Garcia. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll keep you guys updated with any intel I get about this situation in the boxing world in general. So hit that like button, hit that post notification button so you guys don't miss a thing, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.